Main man, made man here. Y'all know how I get down. We talking boxing, man. You know, I want to really emphasize we talking boxing, because that's a true meaning of this video. I'm going to tell y'all at the top of this video, man, I'm going to take a lot of slings and arrows for this vid. I'm already expecting it. It is what it is. Bring it because I can take it. But at the end of the day, I am a fan of this beloved sport that we all love, and it's called boxing. And what I'm starting to notice about a lot of boxing fans is that there's a serious, I repeat, serious lack of understanding of today's boxing, man. For real. People got this notion of what's hurting the sport is the best ain't fighting the best. That ain't really true. We getting a lot of good fights. If you sit back and you look at the totality of the sport, we getting a lot of good fights. It ain't the fact that the best ain't, don't get me wrong, it could be more frequent than I would like, but that ain't the thing that's killing boxing. The thing that's killing boxing is the lack of understanding of boxing. I can't believe what people are saying about Terence Crawford. I just can't believe my ears. You know, people got this notion in their head that, oh, well, if a boxer really wants a fight, you know, he can go and make this fight. All he got to do is say that, tell his promoter that this is the fight that I want. That's not true. Maybe of yesteryear, but not today. There is too much money in too many hands in boxing. You got networks, you got promoters, you got managers, you got sanctioning bodies. You got all these different things that decides how a boxer is going to fight throughout his career. These are all determining factors. It is not a boxer in boxing that just make any fight that he wants unless he is putting up his own money. And there ain't one fighter in boxing, once again, that is putting up his own money. We just seen it, well, actually, we just seen it recently with Manny Pacquiao, where he took his fight over to Asia over Lucas Matisse. That's not every boxer. And I'd say 95% to 97% of boxers, they don't do that, man. That's how you control your destiny. But you don't see that often. I'm listening to Terence Crawford, and he says that he doesn't feel as though he gets the respect that he deserves. And it just goes, I go, huh? How can that man say that? I can understand why. Because we're living in a social media world where everybody is getting a platform to run their fat freaking mouth. That's why. And though a lot of these fighters need to tune it out, a lot of them don't. And I'm sure they take a peek here and there on Twitter, on Instagram, on YouTube. And they hear what these dumbasses are talking about. Terence Crawford should be respected through and through. The man is a 3-division champion. The man is an undisputed former undisputed champion. Hasn't been done in a decade. He comes up to welterweight, first fight at welterweight, he takes on a world champion that just fresh off beating a legend. Then in his second fight, he takes on a former interim world champion, and he stopped both of them. And this is what I mean by boxing fans having a lack of understanding. All because of the fight that we've been wanting him to ask for, it ain't happening right now, then you want to trash him. And it goes, this is the reason why people say boxing fans are so freaking fickle, man. One minute you love them, the next minute you hate them. You know, so when I hear Terence Crawford say that, man, I go, damn, Joe, that man should be revered right now. He's doing great things. The man just coming off, I heard those ESPN numbers. They awesome. They're awesome. He's aligned himself with a business outfit that he'll be paid very well for his fights now. That's respect, my man. That's respect. Bob has to pay you that money, because if he doesn't, everybody and their mamas will be trying to get you. That's respect. And if I dare hear a person say, oh yeah, well, that's the reason, because they're getting paid, it's the money. So what would you have, right? Do you want him to be like Joe Louis? Do you want them to be like Riddick Bowe? And the list goes on and on of fighters that when the lights go out, they go broke. They have health situations and they can't barely even hold their kids, kiss their wives, get out of bed in the morning, forgetting their names. Do you want that? Not being able to pay for the proper health care in their older age? Out of all the abuse that they've put their body through? Do you want that? With all the sharks in boxing that's always trying to get $1 off them? You want that? How many times has that story been told over and over and over again? You look at this situation with Terence Crawford and Errol Spence Jr. And this is going to be my last video, and then I'm moving on. There's a lot of other things going on in boxing that I want to talk about. But I'm going to say this. And this is the thing that's really kind of grinding my gears. I never said it in a video, but it's time to take the gloves off. I am going to say the most sacred thing that no one wants to talk about. Everyone will be G14 classified about it. But I'm about to keep it all the way a milli. While you're so busy looking at what Terence Crawford got going on in his side of the street and who he calling out, though the man has been proven over and over again, let's take a look on the other side of the street. And I'm not here to bash no fighter at all. First off, let me just say before I get the fanboys, I got nothing but love for Errol Spence Jr. Dynamic fighter, awesome fighter. Can't wait to see him step it up and get the right level of competition in the ring consistently. I can't wait. Got nothing but the best interest of Errol Spence Jr. at heart when I say this. But the golden question is, what the hell is Al Heyman doing for Errol Spence Jr.? There you go. Let's go there. Let's go there. I appreciate what Al Heyman does for the sport of boxing. No doubt in my mind. No doubt about it. The man has gave us free boxing on free network television. He's made it so people who have lower incomes of all income brackets can watch the sweet signs. And I applaud him for that. And giving us some damn good fights. But when it comes individually to Errol Spence Jr., they have dropped the damn ball. I look on Errol Spence Jr.'s social media. You got Oscar De La Hoya in the man comment sections of his pictures, asking him, when the hell you gonna fight again? Man, that gotta be stinging Errol Spence. Well, maybe it ain't. Or maybe it ain't, because he is getting paid very, very well for the level of competition that he is fighting. And I'm not saying he doesn't deserve that money. I'm just saying he's getting taken care of. But the question is, why the hell ain't Al Heyman done more with Errol Spence Jr.? Oh, man. Nobody wants to fight him. When are we going to stop with this nobody wants to fight him and woe is Errol Spence mentality? I'm sick of it. I've been talking about this for a long time now. One of the only men who's, I guess, brave enough to do it. You want to say nobody wants to fight Errol Spence Jr., but Errol Spence Jr. ain't doing shit but sitting there and getting on social media typing. Am I the meanest? Sure. That's what the man is doing. I said, well, Errol Spence Jr. should go to the WBC. Oh, no, that ain't the right thing. Why not? He can corner these fighters. He had an opportunity when he was already there. Oh, nah. Well, Errol Spence Jr. says he wants to unify. Why didn't he force Lamont Peterson to keep the WBA title before he relinquished it? Oh, well, that's not Earl's fault. That's not Earl's. So you mean to tell me he didn't want to fight for the WBA and the IBF at the same damn time? Well, that's not Errol Spence's fault. Okay, great. Cool. Okay. So that ain't his fault. Kell Brooks said, come on back up to meet me at 154 and we can rematch. No, he shouldn't lead a weight class. Okay, cool. What the hell else do you want? He needs to fight Porter, Garcia, Thurman. These are all fighters that are managed, advised by Al Heyman, who just signed a fat deal for PBC and his network and Fox Sports and Fox Sports 1 and all that stuff. Why isn't he getting these fighters in the ring with him? Oh, well, it ain't his fault. What the fuck? What the hell? I'm running out of options here. It ain't Heyman's fault. It ain't Earl's fault. It's everybody else's fault. Okay, great. If that's the case, you know that these fighters want money. That's what they want to get in the ring with Earl. Should Earl take a lesser purse just to get these guys in the ring to raise his stock? No, why should he do that? Why should he do that? Man, look, man, goddamn, man. The man got to do something because the clock is freaking ticking. But we're going to look at Bob Arum and Terence Crawford, a man who sits on the other side of the shore, and say, well, why ain't they trying to make the fight? When all I've heard for the last year is them saying that they want Spence. They want Spence. They want Spence. They want Spence. Now, I will admit, originally, I guess before the top-ranked ESPN, when they read up, Bob wasn't talking as sure. But now, since that deal has been done, Bob has been screaming and barking from the rooftops. He wants Spence and Earl. He wants Spence and Crawford. Spence and Crawford. We don't got to do... I've heard him say it so many ways. Oh, we can make it fair. You know, we can do a co-promo thing with ESPN and Showtime. If they don't want to do that, we don't have to put it on either network. We can just do a top-ranked thing, a pay-per-view. But I need to sit down with someone and talk. But no one's coming to the damn table. Who gonna put the money up? I've asked this question. Nobody. Oh, but man, I'm glad Earl don't got no promoter. I'm glad he ain't signed it up. Then who gonna put the money up? Showtime, you gonna put the money up? If you are Steven Espinoza, what's good? Ow, you just got all that bread. What's good? If y'all want to make the fight, then attempt to make the damn fight. Oh, it's all smoke and mirrors, man. We don't know that. You're guessing. All I see is Bob Arum saying, meet me halfway. Somebody, please. It's Bob Arum's fault. It's Terence Crawford's fault. It's everybody's fault. But what is he doing? What is they doing? You see, I always go back to the way Floyd Mayweather became the man. It wasn't because he sat back and he waited for the movers and shakers to make moves for him. He made his own damn moves. He bought himself out, and then he got in there with Oscar. Something that Bob has been reluctant to do with him for years. So he took it into his own hands, and he got the job did. He made a fucking move. We heard Earl Spence say, yo, man, I've been assured that I will face the winner of Danny Garcia versus Showtime Sean Porter. Nothing. But I guess everybody else is to blame for that, right? Nothing. Al, what's up, Al? The man told his fans that he was assured to get the winner. Now we hear Porter screaming all this other stuff. What's up with that? So clearly, that was bull. Bob Arum is saying he don't want to fight Porter. He don't want Crawford to fight Thurman and Garcia. So he clearly don't want to make the fight. What the hell? The man for the last year has been speaking on Earl Spence Jr. That is the fight that they are heavily invested in. What people got to understand is that this fight is not an ordinary fight. It's a pay-per-view fight, a cross-promotion fight. Meaning that if Earl Spence is the guy that everybody's loving, this is the fight that they have been talking and promoting by talking like in umpteen interviews and all kinds of different situations. They have been propping up Spence for the last year. You think they're going to turn around and say, well, let's do a pay-per-view with Thurman or Porter or Garcia? When it's Spence, the guy that's been in the crosshairs for the last year? How much sense does that make? Spence is the best bet right now. He has the hearts and minds of boxing fans. They love him. We love him. We want to see him come up. Thurman's name is mud right now. Porter All three of them fighters, Porter, Garcia, and Thurman, all looking to price themselves out. How easy is they going to be to deal with in a pay-per-view? You're not being able to put this fight on Showtime and ESPN, ladies and gentlemen. It's just that's not the way things are working. I ain't happy about it, but that's just, it is what it is. So if it's going to be pay-per-view, they want Spence. To the Spence fans, you should see that as a damn compliment. Everybody is looking for any inch that they can do to take the attention off the fact that Errol Spence Jr. is not taking charge of his career. And Al Heyman ain't doing much for him. Outside of Brook and Peterson, the kid is 29 years old. He's only had one fight of a fighter in the top 3, top 4, top 5. One fight. One. This is insane. But we want to turn around and say, oh, it's Crawford's fault. And when he says, I want to fight all of them, well, clearly him and Bob is on different pages. I'm expecting for Crawford to say that because he's a fighter. Bob is the business. Bob is the suit. He's the put the money up dude. So guess what? This is what he wants. It's a fight that he knows that he can sell. He can make money. Both sides can make money on. It's profitable. And plus, they are heavily invested in it by promoting and talking the fight up all year. This is what I'm saying, the lack of understanding. But then when it doesn't happen, but then when he say certain things, everybody want to jump and start kicking and screaming and whining and moaning. And I'm just sitting back like, dog, I can't believe it, man. What triggered this video is to hear Terence Crawford says he doesn't feel like he gets the respect that he deserves.
Am I the meanest?
Man, to the next video. Peace out.